Sound is recording. Ready for you in three.
Okay. Yeah, you put on the cube. It seems
Actually,
cute,
yes,
Please share it.
It can be a nice interest.
Yes.
Like when all of you it takes time.
Uh, Hello, everyone. You are welcome to another episode of Employment Wednesdays. And today I'm seated with a friend of the show, Gracious Lehoti. I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm also so happy.
And you know why I'm so excited? This
Yeah.
took like what, a year?
Yeah, a year of like, no, it's not happening. When should we shoot?
No, I work so late. No,
Yeah,
when
my
is it gonna
schedule is
happen?
hectic.
And when I saw the girl has moved, I was like, girl, you have capacity now. So we gotta work.
Yeah.
So we're sitting with Gracious, who is a candidate civil engineer specializing in tailgating engineering with experience in civil infrastructure, technical reporting, and project coordination. She holds a Bachelor of Engineering Technology in Civil Engineering from the great University of Johannesburg. And she's passionate about contributing to safe and more sustainable engineering solutions. Beyond engineering, Gracious is a social impact content creator and a youth advocate with passion for helping people, amplifying young voices, and advancing youth and women empowerment. Through her advocacy work, she has traveled several African countries. Guys, I'm a passport when I know ink. Oh, what? And contributed to conversations on sexual and reproductive health and rights, leadership and social impact. She is a former Her Voice fund ambassador for South Africa, a program supported by the Global Fund, and has engaged with global platforms and organizations including Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, MTV and BET Africa, UN Women, Global Citizen. And through her work, Gracious is passionate about employment, career growth, self-belief, and creating spaces where young professionals feel seen, empowered, and equipped to build meaningful futures. Hi, Bontombazan.
Wow,
How
is
old
that
are you?
me?
Yeah.
Is that me?
I
Oh,
am
wow.
so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you
like,
so
I know that
much.
girl like in real life.
You're like, yeah, I have proof.
I'm so proud of you. How do
Thank
you
you
feel
so
listening
much.
to your bio?
I was shocked. I'm like, oh my God, is that me? Like, is that what I've done over the years? So it's just like great and refreshing to see how you're viewed as a person from other people's perspective.
It's moments like this, right, that remind you who you
Yeah.
are. Because sometimes we forget. Like,
Yeah.
you just want to go. And then you need moments like this to remind you that, you're actually that girl,
Yeah.
So we're going to start with a couple of, like, we've got about 2 segments of icebreakers.
Okay.
So we're going to start with this or that. Yeah? So firstly, saving money or traveling?
Traveling.
You know what? I'm not judging you. I'm with you there. But the plot is for you to travel, you got to save money
Yeah,
first.
so you see, it comes in
Together. And then engineering boots or content creator camera? I know it's a trap.
Okay, you know what? The content creator one, because at least I'll like people will get to see the boots in the content.
Okay.
So
And then technical skills or people skills?
people skills.
Okay, love
Yeah.
that. And then remote work or office culture?
Sure, it's tricky. It's very tricky. Actually, I was not feeling well the past couple of days, and I was working from home, and I'm like, it feels so lonely.
Really?
So yeah, I think a perfect balance of both.
Okay.
But for now, let me go with the work culture. the
Okay, so
office
you literally
culture.
want to be at the office and be checking in on everyone. Hi guys, good morning. Have you had your
Yes.
plateau?
Yeah,
Things
yeah.
like
I haven't had, oh, let's go get platter.
No, I hear that. That's
Yeah.
valid. Well, I think I have worked from home for a
Yeah.
very long time, and
Yeah.
I think office culture is
down.
like, I think 30% is good office
Yeah.
culture, then 70%, because I'm a yepa.
Yeah.
So if I'm at the office every single day, people won't work. Like
Yeah.
my employer during articles used to call me Radio 2000. Like every time Nyakulum. And the problem is I'll talk and do my work, but I'm
Yeah.
distracting other
People.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And then finish the sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Young people deserve
Opportunities, spaces that will make them thrive in whatever that they want to do, especially in unconventional ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love that. Young people deserve opportunities and spaces that will make them thrive, especially in unconventional ways.
Yes.
Love that. And then one word to describe your work ethic.
Do I have one? Let me tread carefully because
you
my
said
boss
you-
might be watching me.
You said you work well under pressure. Now, that's what uthi manje kuma podcast.
I think it's balanced.
Okay.
Like, I work hard, but I also, one of my sisters taught me is like, you must work hard and play hard, because most of the times you are at work, you spend most of your hours doing your work, even if you're not at work. So you have to find time to make sure that you also explore other things and not just like get stuck on your work. Especially as an engineer, like our work, like the working hours are just there for formalities. Like sometimes we work outside of that, and one can get easily consumed by their work, and instead of like doing other things. So that's why for me it's very important to tap into all the passions and talents that you have and not just like focus on one thing.
Okay.
So yeah.
Love that. And then what is your biggest green flag? Like more where you're like, I can stand on top of the mountain and stand firmly on this, and everybody can confirm this, and it's something like my superpower.
I think it's something that I struggled with for a long time, and I've recently found it like embracing my light and feeling seen, not by other people, but by myself first, because that's where it matters the most.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you're in your room crying, for me, I think the tears are proof that I'm seeing myself first, and I'm like, girl, why are we going through that? Or no, things are going to be okay. Yeah, so like being in a space where I don't like run away from myself, but I sit with myself even when it's uncomfortable.
That's a very lovely green flag, to see yourself.
Yeah.
To see yourself is such a beautiful thing. And you know, when you speak on crying, I believe in crying, guys.
Yeah.
Like, if you gotta cry, like park on the side of the road and cry, and then move on with the day.
Yes.
You know, I recently saw something, and I think crying enables you to do this.
Yeah.
I saw something by this other guy on TikTok. He was basically saying you need to have high ability to reset quickly.
Yes.
So you can't, well, you can dwell, but it's a time waster.
Yeah.
So when you're able to cry about stuff, you can have a good 20 minutes ugly cry.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're able to start afresh.
You're like, what happened?
And sometimes I always laugh at myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, Ntombazane, what's wakala, bo?
Yeah.
And then if your career journey had a theme song, what would it be?
Sure. Wow. Actually, there's this song I discovered yesterday. It's a Venda song.
Okay.
It's called Muloro.
Okay.
So Muloro means dreams.
Okay.
So when I was listening to the song, I was like, actually, like this describes my whole life journey, because there's this part where it says my hair has turned into dreadlocks, but now my dreadlocks are fading or something like that. But it actually like symbolizes a season where like everything is just dry and it looks like it will never like come back again. But now you are in a space where you are rediscovering yourself, and Muloro, like all your dreams have come into fruition. So yeah, it's by who? Sun L, musician, DJ.
Sunny L is Venda, or
No,
there's Zulu
there's
part?
I think the vocalist, his name is Muvango.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I discovered it yesterday.
I'll
and it's
definitely
so
check it
nice.
out.
Yeah.
You can speak Venda and understand Venda.
I try.
Did you go on Google and check the lyrics?
I try.
You're
But
literally just like me. When I listen to a song and I think this is good,
I need to feel it. You
yes,
know?
I'm like, let me go get the meaning.
But I could understand because from the first lyrics because you're saying Muloro wanga wovelela.
Oh,
I
okay.
hope I said it correctly. But yeah, my dream has come true. Yeah.
Okay. And then last one. What's the funniest misconception people have when you say you work in engineering?
It's actually so funny. It's so funny and it can be annoying sometimes. They're like, a beautiful woman like you. But I mean, you can see I'm beautiful, but I don't understand where that's coming from. So you mean all the women who are working in engineering are not beautiful? But yeah, when they say like a beautiful woman like you, I mean, you are even so tiny. I'm an engineer. Are you serious? Like, duh.
No, I hear that. But, I think where it comes from as well,
Yeah.
engineering is male dominated.
Yes,
It's
yes.
not the first, which is our next question. It's not the first thing that we're taught to want to become.
Yes.
Literally, when I come back, I love how engineers are wired and
Yeah.
think. I believe people are called into their careers, and all the engineers that I've met are like, they think in a certain way. They're really amazing. So when
Yes.
I reincarnate, I want to come back as an engineer
Yeah.
because I think it's such a cool career. But I really think it's a career that's not spoken much on.
Yes.
It's very, I don't know if it's gatekept or what, but usually when they ask you, what do you want to be? You want to be a doctor, a
Yeah.
lawyer, a nurse. But we don't hear people saying want to be engineers, especially women. And I think for women, again, it's the fact that usually it's man. Like
Yes.
things associated with engineering are usually considered, quote unquote, hard labor.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, I'm a gumboots, I'm a jambolana.
Yeah.
So, so I think I can understand when they look at you like, are you
Yeah.
sure? Are you sure you can lift things there? Or
Yeah.
what's going to happen there?
That's
So
true.
what led you to studying engineering, and why did you specifically choose the university, the great University of Johannesburg?
Huge, all the way. Okay, so what led me actually initially, I wanted to be a doctor.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's the story of most engineers. I wanted to be a doctor because partially my grandmother is in the healthcare space, and I've watched her like help people because she's a community healthcare worker.
Okay.
So those ones that go indoors, like to go and check and find if people are drinking their medication.
Oh, that's nice.
And
Is it in rural areas or?
yeah, in rural
Okay.
areas. So they'll go like door to door and then sometimes to the clinic. But lately she has been working in the clinic. But yeah, so seeing her being able to like help people, that was like, wow, that's cute. And then I was like, I want to be a doctor, but I'm afraid of blood.
Why is everybody who wants to be a doctor afraid of blood?
I'm like, so what are we going to do here? Because also I want to help people. And then the year I was doing my matric at our school, they were doing a construction. And I was like, oh, actually, this looks cute. I was like seeing all this like big machinery that they were using. And also they were building a road. And I was like, wow, this is nice. And my teacher who was helping me to apply was like, oh, actually, there's this program, an engineering program at UJ. I think it would be nice. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then later when I was breaking it down, I'm like, actually, I wanted to be an engineer because I want to help people. So I thought, okay, so I can't operate people. So, but in order for a doctor to operate someone, they need a building. So if I can build that, it means I'm helping them help someone.
Oh,
So
okay,
I was
love
like,
that.
oh,
Okay.
Yeah, but
Still
yeah.
part of the plan.
It's still part of the plan, but not the way I envisioned it.
Oh,
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that so much. It also speaks to the whole thing of you can do so much planning,
Yeah.
but sometimes what we think is going to becomes just in a different way.
Yeah,
it's
true.
never, I think it's seldom that our things don't work out completely.
Yes.
It usually works out, but not in an expected way.
Yeah, true. Because like also when I was doing my matric, the year the December before that, my granddad took me to OR Tambo International Airport.
Okay.
Actually, he did a whole tour. So we
Okay.
started at Vets, and then we went to University of Johannesburg. And
And
then
this is your granddad?
yeah, my granddad. And then I was like, when we got to the airport, I was like, actually, I wanted to be like a pilot, to study to be a pilot.
I see it.
So that you can travel like around the world and get to see the world and explore it. And it's just funny how life happened because when I was in uni, that's when I got to do like a lot of traveling. But it was not because I was like a pilot, but because I was also doing something that I loved, like helping people, because that's what he wanted me to do. Like whatever career that I stepped into, it should like make me happy and not like overwork me. So it was just actually nice to see how everything came together.
You know? And I think that's why it's very important to speak life over you.
True.
And be around people who speak life
Yeah.
over you, because
Very true.
that helps you. Like, I don't know, man, there's this book, is it The Alchemist? I don't know if you've read it before, right?
I haven't yet.
So
yeah.
there's this, one of my favorite sayings from the book. It says, if you want something,
Yeah.
the universe will conspire to make sure that it happens.
Yeah.
Well, I always say God, because I believe in
Yeah.
God, right? But there's always, when you want something, when you speak life over it and when you show up for it,
Yeah.
it always happens one way or another.
True.
You mentioned traveling all over Africa during university.
Yeah.
How were you traveling? What was happening? Because the next thing, people are going to go do engineering, wanting
then
to
they
travel. Then there's no traveling. Then they're going to say employment Wednesdays is misleading.
True. Actually, let me clarify that. So when I was in uni, so I was on NSFAS,
Okay.
but I also had gotten like a supplementary bursary called REAP. And then
Reap.
REAP.
Okay.
I forgot what the REAP stand for.
Okay.
But yeah, so then part of the requirements was that we needed to volunteer.
Okay.
And which was something that I was already like doing. So I went back to one of my schools, and during school holidays, and I was like tutoring there. And then I helped out with the NGO that was helping the tutoring. And then one thing led to another. I ended up like working with NGOs around here in Johannesburg, and one of them works with adolescent girls and young women. It's called Impact Drivers. And then after volunteering for like a couple of months, there was an opportunity for me to become the Hair Voice Fund ambassador. And then I applied, and then everything happened. And then I finally got accepted, and I was the Hair Voice Fund ambassador for South Africa. And that's how I got to travel.
Oh, nice.
Because the Global Fund is a huge organization fighting against HIV, TB, and malaria. So that's how we got to travel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I got to travel, and more things led to another. Yeah.
Love that. And how many African countries did you go to?
So I went to Kenya.
Okay.
I went to Rwanda, Lusaka, Zimbabwe, Tanzania. Which other one am I forgetting? But yeah, more than 5, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
And which one was your most favorite to be at? Like, oh, not favorite, but which country like left you, like changed you in ways that you didn't think it would change you? Where when you came back from you were like, I'm not the same.
Yeah.
Whether in a good way or in a bad way.
Yeah. Okay, I think Lusaka, Zambia, because that was actually my first international trip.
Okay. And it was all paid for.
Yeah, all paid
Because
for
you were
expenses.
volunteering.
Because I was volunteering.
Guys,
and
Labon,
then, like,
not everything must be money. I know the economy is bad, but sometimes you must just have a heart of giving your time.
Yeah.
Because you never know how it pays. Yes, Zambia.
Yeah, so when we got there, part of the activities was for us to go to the local clinic. And when we went to the clinic and we were interviewing the girls there, I was like, actually, the issues of all the girls in Africa, or actually in the world, are the same. They are universal, and solutions also, they can be universal. But when you look at the girls there, you just like see girls with big dreams. It's just like the circumstances that they find themselves in are not like comfortable or allowing them to grow. And you just start thinking that if I change one girl's life and they are able to take it to another person, how many lives can we change? Like worldwide. So for me, it was like, wow, actually, like to get to travel and like see other people, and sometimes your presence is light. And like one of the reasons why I want to continue being in this NGO space is, when you go to a place and you tell the girls, I'm a civil engineer, they're like, what?
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, I am.
And you brighten up they are like you. It's almost as if you put a light bulb
Yeah.
to say you can do it too.
Yes.
Representation
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
When they see a girl like them,
Yeah.
a person of color,
True.
making it to a specific industry, they're like, okay, I too can do
Yeah.
it. And I think you even see this most of the times, people who went after their dreams, it was never anything big, it was never a 10 step. It
Yeah.
was, I met someone and they said this thing that left me changed,
Yeah.
or they opened a door for me that
Yeah.
changed my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like you are giving them the switch. You're like, okay, here. So click, press, and you'll see it light. So yeah, so that's so refreshing. I can't even find words to like explain
express
it.
it.
But yeah, just to know that you were in a room and someone saw you and took you as a case study to say, you know what, I've seen these people, and they like build up evidence of people who they saw who like came from the similar circumstances and they made it in life, and knowing that I too can make it.
Yeah, that is so beautiful. And I think one of the things that I really appreciate about traveling, because I feel like now we've made luxury traveling the main thing.
Yeah.
Look, it's good to travel luxe.
Yeah.
It's good to travel soft. But if you can, give yourself the opportunity to travel, even if it's economic.
Yeah.
Even if it's with a bus.
Yeah.
Seeing other countries, seeing what other people are going through.
Yeah.
Sometimes it makes you appreciate more. It will teach you certain lessons, but also it helps you lighten up other people's worlds. Because most of the time, for us to travel, we wait for the time where we can travel business
Yeah.
class. What if it never happens? And it's gonna happen, but like, why wait? What
Yeah.
if the key to you traveling business class is you studying economy?
Yeah, true.
You know, so
Yeah.
give yourself that chance. If you can travel, whether by bus, whatever, go to a country, man. Go to Zambia, start here, Namibia, Botswana, Swaziland is here.
Yeah.
Like Lesotho, guys. You know, something. You know, even
Yeah.
if you have to save the whole year for it, but
Yeah.
travel, it will open up your mind.
Yeah, what I like saying is perspective is magnetic.
Mm.
So as you travel, you get life from like different perspectives,
Yeah.
like from different people. And you'll find things about yourself and about life that you might have been ignorant to. And it teaches you to be humble and to like calm down, but also to appreciate life. And like, yeah, it just changes your perspective on life.
I love that. And then what civil engine or engineering is broad, right?
Yeah.
You go into the civil engineering space. That's broad too. What leads you to civil engineering and not any other form of engineering? And why specialize in tailings engineering?
Okay. So,
And what is it? Because
yeah, I'll tell you about it because I saw you when we started. You said something else.
I said tailgating. I was thinking about the car.
I'm like,
Guys,
no.
Tuti, sorry.
I'm like, no, I'll clarify that later. So civil engineering as a term, like the word civil, it's all about society and
Okay.
civilization. So for me, the way I look at the career, it's about changing people, changing the environment, and just improving everything to the betterment of the whole like economy, people, and yeah, the society in general. So I chose it because I wanted to help people, like I said. And now that when I get inside, I'm like, okay, if I'm able to build a road, it means someone will be able to get to the hospital quicker. People need water, you know, and people need buildings and all these different things. So that's what kept me, even when I was like in uni and I was traveling and it was nice. I'm like, maybe I should transition into the social impact space.
Yeah.
That I was like, nah, I want to do it all because yeah, it's about helping people, and I love helping people, and I love creating impact and making things that are very impactful. Like a structure will live there for like long years, and someday I'll have my name on it. They're like, oh, this was the senior engineer or the professional engineer that signed it off. So yeah. And then after I graduated, I went to work, and I worked in it was more of like a water engineering space and also road and structural. and that didn't last long.
You know what? Actually, just to interject, I just want to say I'm so proud of you. And I feel like your life is testament that God works. Because when you're mentioning that situation here, what, I remember how when I met you were so frustrated about what was happening. But look at you now.
Look at me now, levels, you know. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that was a rough phase because I had to like resign, like not knowing I'm still a graduate, and I'm like, will I find what I'm looking for?
Yeah.
And for me, that work was so contradictory to my whole perception of what civil engineering is, because as much as like, yes, we need to earn money, but the main thing that like the civil engineering exists is because of the society and improving the society. So if what I'm doing is not fulfilling me, it's pointless.
Yeah.
So that's why like I had to leave, and by the time we met I was so depressed because I was unemployed.
I remember.
I was unemployed.
Yeah.
But when I was like job searching and stuff, I found like a graduate program.
Okay.
And the company that sponsored the program happened to be a tailings engineering company.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so that's how I knew about tailings. Also, I myself, I was...
You didn't know about
I
tailings. So, okay. I want us to linger there. What did you think you're going to do with your engineering degree? So you do the engineering, but what was your plan or your perspective as a university student?
Yeah. So as a university student, you always know that it's either you're going to be a structural engineer,
Okay.
a transportation engineer who works with like the roads, and then the structural is the buildings, or a water engineer who works with the pumps. You make sure there's water, the access and everything.
We have a water issue.
I
You
know,
were in
I
water. What? Maybe we must just call you and pay you as Ngane to dig out the mud.
It's complicated with the tarara, and you know we are not the ones who do the tarara. We only design, like give us the money, and then we will design and help you come up with. I do everything for you. But
I hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's so crazy that also sometimes people take graduate programs for granted.
Yeah.
I am glad that you actually took a shot at it.
Yeah.
How did you know about this graduate program? How were you applying?
Yeah. So I was just scrolling on LinkedIn and I found it. But before I continue, let me clear up the word tailings engineering.
Oh, yes.
So yeah.
Hey, come on, I gotta tailgates.
That was so funny. So tailings is the mine waste. It's like the waste product that you get after all the mining extractions have happened. So that waste is called like tailings.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just what it is.
So what do you guys do in that space? What does your work day look like? When you say ngimsebenzini or when you say D&D, I'm busy, what are
Yeah.
you guys doing?
So I work for a consulting company.
Okay.
So we work in the office most of the time.
Okay.
But what we do as tailings engineers is we focus on the like monitoring part to make sure that the tailings are safe, and the tailings dam is not collapsing or overtapping or like, so we just like monitor how it is doing, but also sometimes we build the dams from scratch and everything, but we take care of the waste so that it don't go to the community or the environment and end up like ruining people's life or causing deaths and all those kind of things. Because initially when this whole tailings thing started, the mines, when they had taken care of everything and the waste, they would throw the waste in rivers.
Really?
Or in places where it would
Like within the community?
Yeah, it will slide down to the community and it will cause like disasters, because then the houses end up like getting washed out, or like people die and everything. So, and then the more they did research and everything, that's when they came with the concept of tailings, where we build the dams that contain the waste inside. And what we do is like we make sure we watch and see if the dam is doing well. The whole thing is kind of like different from your normal engineering, because even the way we build the dams is like different from your water dams. Yeah, so it's a whole technical complicated thing. I'll leave it there for now. But yeah, so what we do is like we design, monitor operations, and then just continue with like everything, all that a civil engineer does, but more related to the tailings and not other stuff.
So you guys are much more on the corporate side. You don't go to sites a lot.
Yeah, it depends on which side, because you can be a resident engineer or a site engineer and stay on site and look at the daily operations.
Oh, okay.
Or you can be in the office and be the one who writes the reports, design, and do everything. So we are divided. So it depends on which one you want, but also the amount of experience you have to understand what's happening on site. But you can do both. But most of the time, most of us are at the office. But we do go for like quarterly inspections.
Okay, love that. So which means from your perspective and your experiences, how would you say the job market in the engineering space is? Is it something that you would encourage a person to study, or would you say, go for something else? Do you think it's saturated, or do you think the pie is bigger? We just need access.
One thing our boss like highlighted, especially when he talks about why he did the graduate program, is that there is like space for graduates to enter the market. But what happens most of the time is there's no time to train the graduates, because a lot of the senior engineers are already like occupied with work that needs to be out urgently. So a lot of companies don't have like strategies on how to train people. So if you're not there and you can't show that you are agile, you can work on your own, it's most of the time very difficult for companies to want to hire, because that's an extra cost. They need to like train people. There's no time. They need to meet their deliverables. So there is, only if you also train yourself to a certain level that makes you be able to be employable. And when you get there, you can learn very fast.
So what are 3 things that you would say to, well, the ones that haven't started, at least they're still thinking? So you're already in your first year of engineering, and we've heard that it's tough there. You can do second year 3 times.
I have a story.
I want to hear that story right after this point, right? But to a person who is in their first year, what are 3 things you would say, or qualities that they need to have to stand out in the job market, especially if they want to thrive as an engineer?
I think one of the biggest things that we've been taught, especially since from like high school, is that when you study careers such as engineering, they guarantee you a job. So you end up feeling entitled that because I graduated, you need to give me a job. It's not like a sense of entitlement. Actually, it's what needs to be given to us, But it then becomes very tricky, because when you go to university, you find how competitive it is, especially starting from the university itself, getting inside, and then proceeding and passing and all those things. So it's kind of like a difficult concept, but it's very important for you, one, to take your studies seriously, because the market is very, 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 very competitive. And just make sure you learn things to apply them and just not cram them, because that's the biggest mistake I made. Because most of the times you go for interviews and you want to like quote everything you read. You're like, oh, okay, hydraulics engineering is whatever. But how are you going to apply it? Because, engineering is about solving problems.
Yes, it's practical.
So you need to know how to solve problems. But be active as well. Just don't think because I studied and I'm in engineering, then I'm going to get a job. People look for people who are people's people.
Yes, like you need to be personable.
Yeah, you need to be somewhere. You need to like know something about helping people or helping someone or like doing something. So in uni, don't just like focus on your studies. Go to networking events, because the way we get jobs is not going to be the same.
And in this economy,
in this economy,
tricky.
it's very tricky, and you need to start being affiliated with organizations that might help you to get a job. Because what I've seen about most people is some of them, they don't even apply. It's because they were very active at uni, and then they end up being part of a program that when people are looking for graduates to employ, they go to the database and then they're like, oh, okay, let's take these ones. So you need to build your reputation with the little that there is to to do. Yeah, I know in universities there are student chapters, so you can just start from there. And then for the civil engineering industry, there's SAICI, the South African Institute of Civil Engineering. So they have student chapters, they support student chapters, and most of the times they work with the Engineering Council of South Africa. They are developing a lot of programs to help young people. So just to start like putting yourself there so that you find a network of people that will like help you with something, even if it might not be a job, but something that will one step leads to another.
Yes,
Something like that.
No, love that. That is so powerful, Now, why is it important? You did a lot of volunteering. Why do you think it's important, and how has it shifted your career perspective?
Yeah, so it changes the way you think about things. That's one thing. Like I would always say, something around the perspective. Also, it helps you to find yourself, like what you love, what don't you love. But what's most important, it helps you to be in the shoes of the people that you'll be helping. Because one of the things that we do in civil engineering is community engagement. So at some point, you need to know how to communicate with the people, the client, but also the people who you will be designing for. Because you don't want to walk into a place and you're like, okay, you go for a site visit and then you look and you're like, oh, okay, we can design like this. And then you've never spoken to those people because as much as you have a degree, those people live there every day. They know what happens. They can tell you, around June, there's always this weird snow that we get here that we don't understand where it's coming from. So they can help you to understand better what environment you're working with and help you to design better. But also if you're designing systems that they're going to use daily, how do they want to use them daily? Because one system can be the same for all the systems. But yeah, especially in the tailings industry, they need to be always aware because it's a very risk informed industry. So they always need to know like what's happening, and in case of if there's an emergency, they start seeing something, how can they help to protect themselves? So you need to be able to connect with people and also like humble yourself. Yes, you have a degree, you have all these technical things, but what's most important is the people you're doing it for and also the environment and everything else.
Okay, I love that. So volunteering actually helps you with giving back to society, but more than that, it keeps you engaged and informed about what is happening in society. Because, sometimes when you do stuff for money, it becomes very performative.
Yes.
But now when you know that you gotta just do it and you are there, you become much more intentional and you realize the impact. Yeah. And then when we're talking about being in universities and struggles, you said you have a story for us. People complain and they always say one thing: if you cross over to third year in engineering, God loves you. But you are God's favorite. I've heard that so many times.
Amen.
I have friends who are lawyers who left at second year, did first year engineering, second year, at repeating, they were like, no, let me go to law. And they got to law cum laude, flourished. So what happened? Tell us.
So when I got to uni, it was very tricky. It was a humbling experience. Yeah. Because in high school,
Star player.
Like I was the top learner from grade 8 up until grade 12. Okay. And then I got to uni, it's like, girl, let me show you how this is done. Like you were top learner in your village. Now you have different categories. But yeah, when I got there, it was very difficult to handle the pressure because like I was not like used to it. It was like everything happened so fast. And because I had applied for an extended program, but I did very well with my marks, grade 12 results. And then when I got there, after like 2 weeks, I think the HOD said, no, we need to move you to the normal program because your marks are very good. And then when I got there, a week later, we were writing a test for engineering mathematics. I went to write. Did I not get...
I'm sure you asked yourself, why did you move me? You should have left me there.
I'm like, bandropile. Like, no, there's no way these are my marks. You know, when you look at your marks and you're like, nah, what's this? But I was like, is this me? But I'm like, it is what it is. And then I ended up failing the whole semester
Shucks.
because I struggled to catch up. And failing meant like getting another extra year because it was one of those modules which were like a prerequisite to do
Oh,
another one.
okay.
So I had to repeat another year. But yeah, your uni was full of flames.
That is so crazy because
Yeah.
that's an unfamiliar thing happening to you. I'm sure you have had felt in life, but not academically
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
How did you come back from that? And if there's any person who's sitting at home right now going through academic failure and they have a shock in their system, what would you say to them? How did you pick up yourself from that? I mean, you could have said, you know what? This is not going to work.
Yeah.
Let me change or let me
Yeah.
do something else. But what pushed you to keep going and what did you do?
Yeah. So firstly, like it really affected my self-esteem and like my confidence. It made me question like my intelligence and all those things. Because in high school, I think my academics, I always did not feel like the prettiest girl. I don't know what I was like. I was lying to myself
Were you
because
being bullied?
yes, at some point I was being
okay,
bullied.
okay.
So in primary I was bullied, and then also because when I was doing grade 5 I couldn't read for meaning, so
Oh,
they had to
shucks.
move me to another school. And when I got there, they really worked on me, and I ended up like performing the best. But yeah, that thing is was like now my academics need to like speak for me. You can say I'm
Academic
not pretty.
revenge.
Yeah, you can say I'm not pretty, but I'm gonna say, did you see
Kijabuka.
my report? Like, did you see it?
Koya tuto. Sheba,
Yeah.
no, you are pretty and you're well educated.
Thank you. But yeah, so moving from that point, and now I'm uni and I can't get that. That has been my thing, my weapon in life, that, you know, I don't trust myself. I don't think I look pretty and stuff. And now the thing that I trusted, the academics, they are not slanganing, and it really worked like on me. But also I had to give myself grace because like having gone to like a rural school, like coming to an urban city like Johannesburg is something totally different. And like having to do this on my own because my mom went to college. Like everyone at home, they went to like college. They did not go to university. So not having a support structure and like learning everything by yourself, it was like very difficult. And for someone at home who's struggling, I'll just like give yourself grace, but also like don't let yourself sit there and like feel like a victim. You're like, oh no, I come from a rural area, wada. No, try make something out of it. And I think one thing like I hated about like growing up in a rural village and also having grown up in a Christian family, sometimes, especially the ones in rural areas, sometimes they make you feel like you need to work by yourself in order to protect yourself. Because, you know, some churches, they're like, they're evil spirits.
Yes, but no
So
lawyer.
you shouldn't
Village
ask-
people.
You know, you shouldn't ask questions because but no lawyer.
Yes, you shouldn't share, you shouldn't overshare.
Yeah. So you end up growing up
isolation.
isolated, you know, and uni doesn't work like that.
Oh, you
Uni
can't work
doesn't
without
work
people.
like that.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes. So
Yeah.
like you need to make sure you reach out and you just don't let yourself suffer because you won't be able to survive in this life thing. So you need to like say, okay, I'm going through this, but I need to get up. Let me go cry and then reboot quickly. And yeah. So you just have to make yourself be out there, be seen, and like get help. Yeah.
Okay. I want you to think about the grade 5 you, right? The one who can't read and has to be moved to a different school. You're here now. What would you say to her?
Girl, I am so proud of you. Like every time I think of that moment, I'm like, you know, I'm very grateful for my grandmother. Like she was so vigilant. Like she's the one who spotted everything. Because when she went to the school, the teacher was like, no, this person knows how to read. She's like, yay. I said this person.
And you know what I like? You said read for meaning. Because you could be able to read,
Yes,
but without
you don't
meaning,
understand
you
what
don't
it
understand what
means.
you're
Yeah.
reading.
So she was like, oh, you say she can read. When I take the book and read right now. And it's like, and it's like, you see, give me a remove right now. And then they gave her, and then she took me to another school. And when I got there, like, I think that's the one that changed my whole perspective on life as well. Like that stage, because I got in the first day I got in, actually humiliating. They were doing reading aloud. Got in, my chance came. I just stood there and stared at the book. I uttered one word, and I was known as that new girl at the school who came in and who couldn't read. And now, like looking at life, how it turned out, like I'm like, if people see me now, they're like, oh wow, is this that girl? But also, that shame did not last for long, because I think by term 3, I was already part of the top 5 performing learners at that school. And when I got to grade 7, I was like top learner. I had this best friend of mine, and we had like 2 grade 5. No, the last grade at primary, grade 7. Yeah, it was A and B, and I was top at A, and then she was top at B, but she was the overall top learner for the school. But also there were computer lessons there, and I got to like, oh, I'm a tech girly. I love like just being innovative and exploring things about myself. So I think it shifted my whole perspective on how I approach life, that there may be challenges, but there must be one person who's willing to work through it, through the shame, through everything. And the only way out is by doing something about it, not just like sitting there and like saying, oh, I can't do this, then that's the end. So it taught me how to have like resilience in life. So, because even now when I go through moments, I'm like, oh, actually, there was this girl who once was in this state, but was able to move through the challenges and like, yeah, be able to progress through life. So it hasn't been like an easy way out, especially last year I had to do the intense graduate program, and it was very hard. But I think every time I went through that, I referenced that grade 5 moment, that there was a point I did not know how to read. Now there's a point, this is a point where I'm unemployed and I'm doing this program and I want to better myself. And at the end, I came out like the best version of myself. So I think it also made me see that in life, whatever that you're going through at that moment, if you work through it, you will always come out of it cream of they say this cream of the crop or cream of
Cream of the crop, creme de la creme.
but at the top of it, like life will be rosy.
I love that, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of the person that you have become. And I think for me, this is a great learning moment, because most of the time we don't do the things we'd like to do because of shame.
Yes.
Or we're afraid to try because we don't want to be seen trying. There's one of my besties, shout out Manoko, she likes saying, I'm not afraid to be seen trying and failing.
Yes.
Look, she will reset as much as she needs to. And that's my favorite trait about her. And I think from this, I've also learned that don't carry the shame. Like, move, reset quickly, and do the next thing.
Yeah. So one thing I actually learned, especially last year, was that independence comes at a cost. And I think it's one thing that we have lost the art of as we are growing. And this is social media. You just see people like going through stages and you feel like you are wasting time because you are following the right stages and because they were able to find something that elevated them and make their process like very quick. But don't be afraid to go and the route that is so unconventional. Like, so last year, I was sharing a room with some people and some students. And during my years when I was sharing the room, I realized that actually you need to do whatever it takes for you to get to where you want to be. There was this lady who was 30 something. She had a child, she had a husband, and the child was staying with the husband. And she said she opted for the sharing of the room because it's like a 1-bedroom. It has a 2-bedroom. So each room, 2 people are sharing in the room. And then imagine you're sharing the kitchen and what, and it's like a student residence. So you're staying with students and you are very old. But she was like, you know what? I'm looking for a job, and this is the only option that I have and that I can afford, but also that gives me peace. And she was applying and she was doing everything, and like 3 months later she got a job that she wanted, and she was able to like move into a nice place, finally moving with the child and the husband as well. And I'm like, it doesn't matter like what will people say, like the cost of it all, like as long as you do something. So for other people it won't be like sharing a room with someone, but taking the route that's like so unconventional, like saying I'm 30 but I feel like this is not rewarding me, let me go start with a graduate program, let me start from scratch or something like that. And at the end, the cost, you'll see it will multiply into something that you've always like been looking for. So don't be afraid to go that route and take the route that's like not rosy, that's not Instagrammable. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that so much. Don't let shame stop you.
Yes.
You know, it's never late. If you wake up today and you feel like, you know what, I want to do this, do
Yes,
it.
yeah.
And then engineering is still very male dominated. What has your experience been as a young woman in navigating the space?
Sure. My first job, it messed me up. Like, you know, when you see old people and they are gaslighting you and they're like, they are making you feel like you don't belong in this space, and it's like male dominated. And also they question your intelligence because you are a woman. They're like, oh, so if she did this, it's not like it's good enough or whatever, or like they just say, no, just do whatever, and you don't find like proper mentoring and stuff. But that was the bad side of it. But I've seen spaces where like men are so invested in seeing women grow and
Yes.
bringing more people in, like a lot of spaces that I'm in right now, men are very like
They're pushing.
centered around like making sure that everyone thrives, especially like women, and they value us, and they don't just see us as like, oh no, they hired her because of BBE or those kind of things that they need to have a certain portion of females. But just being in that place and knowing that we are there because we earned it, not because we are female and they
handout.
need to fill in the gaps. And some of the most engineers that I've seen that are doing great stuff are women. Like,
I love that. And I love that you say women, like right now, some of the most amazing women that you've seen some of the most amazing engineers that you've seen are women. But also I find it quite strange, and this is corporate, I'm not sure if in engineering it's the same thing, that like right now you mentioned how men are fully invested in women becoming more and women being involved and women growing in their careers. However, you find that in a lot of corporate spaces, oftenly when a woman is put in a position where they can lift up another woman, they do it verbally. Yeah, I want us to move to the part of what empowerment looks like to you. So usually with a lot of women, not all, a lot of women, there's a lot of talking, right?
Yeah.
However, when it's time to practicalize the thing, oftenly it doesn't happen.
yeah.
Or sometimes you find that the people that abuse people at work, you find yourself, I've never been abused by a male figure at work, right? And I have had a male manager or male managers. I've never been abused by males, but I've been sort of bullied by women. Why do you think oftenly it is women that verbally they will empower you but practically they can make the work environment a bit tough or unfriendly?
Unfortunately, the kind of work environments that I've been with women, most of them are very supportive.
Okay.
Back from the NGO space, they're so invested in seeing you grow because they have understood the concept of making something generational, of like creating a legacy and making sure that if they build up women, they can protect us as women, we can protect each other from like the phase of like maybe being in abusive environments that are perpetuated by men. But like, all the spaces that I've been to, especially the company that I'm working for now, the previous one did not have a lot of females, so that's why I didn't get that kind of exposure. But now the most people who made sure that I had like everything was the ladies that work there. They always check up, oh, you're fine, do you have this sorted? So I think for me, I'm surrounded by women who understand that concept, that when we help each other, that's how we grow, and we are not in competition. You have your own skill, you can grow and shine on your own, and I'll also shine. My shine doesn't take away your shine. So I think maybe the others, it might be the fact that growing up, it has been like, I don't know, planted in them that when you help
industry
someone,
culture.
it takes out your shine. Or in order for you to shine, you need to make someone down. but that's not sustainable.
It can't be sustainable because you can't take away someone's life.
Yes,
you
you
can abuse them, but at the end of the day, they become who they are meant to become.
Yeah, true.
You mentioned how it was very rough for you transitioning into the graduate program.
Yeah.
What was the challenge? What did you wish university prepared you for that role, or basically the workspace?
Yeah. I think the most important one, besides the communications and everything, those are like the cherry on tops. It's how to learn things, to apply them, and not just like learn to pass. Because what the graduate program has done for us is like we did a lot of courses, and one of them was a course that taught us how to learn something in order for us to apply it. And it was very nice to see how like studying could have been like very easy to navigate through. And actually, when you know that kind of technology that you need to apply, you are able to like get into a workspace. They give you this thing and you are able to read it on your own and go there with like the relevant questions. Because the thing about learning things for the sake of learning is you don't even know which question is the right one to ask. You want the question to be given to you or the solutions to be given to you. But yeah, what I appreciated about it was that fact that also you need to believe in yourself and you need to feel empowered in yourself, but also you need to learn how to communicate because most of the engineers, they don't like talking. They're like, I don't like talking. I just want to do my stuff. But how are you going to communicate with the clients or the people? So so like the communication aspect of it and like learning things to apply them.
Okay. Yeah. I love that. And then what practical advice would you give to a graduate who has been applying and they're getting rejected? What should they do now? What should they be doing with their time because they've been applying, but there's no luck?
Sure. It's a very tricky question because I would have still been in the same place if I didn't find the graduate program. But I'll say just like keep the faith. What you're looking for is also looking for you. But
I love that.
Yeah, but it's going to take a lot. Like it's going to take a lot. Sometimes you won't even find the strength to like wake up and like apply and stuff. But just keep on applying and trying different things, finding different ways of like putting yourself out there. Network with other people. I know it's boring. You're like, I've been networking or like, I've heard that before. But the only way to like do is if you keep on being at it and like just apply and also find other things that you can do in the meantime that will help you to get there. And if you're a civil engineer and you're a graduate, maybe you can reach out to me and I will recommend you for the program. For the program, wait. before people come at me and you give us the job. No, for the graduate training program. But the beauty of it is once you get into a space, people have connections. And you get exposed to people who have been into the industry and they can like get you somewhere. Because one thing I've learned, you get the job through like something. Someone must know you.
Someone must root for you. Unfortunately, that's gotten to that.
Yeah, that's how it is. Someone must know you and say, oh no, I've worked with this person and I've seen them. So take this route out and like, that's how it works. But unfortunately, the circumstances we find ourselves in this country are very, very bad. But just keep being at it, man.
Okay. So we're wrapping up. Oh, this was so cool.
It was so good.
This was so cool. Like it felt like 10 minutes, and I was kind of nervous because I've been off. Like I haven't done Employment Wednesday stuff in a while.
No,
so
we're
like
back.
We're back. So last one. Last two. What advice would you give to your younger self as a university student?
No one owes you anything, unfortunately, baby girl. But don't let that like put you down. Know that everything happens for a reason, and the challenges that you experience are the only tool that is going to help you to finding yourself. It is very important that you go through this journey so that you can find yourself.
Oh, I love that so much. Your challenges will lead you to a success story, basically.
Yes.
Love that so much. And then parting words. What would you say to a person who's going through unemployment? You're seated there, they bump into, they're like, as in, I've tried everything. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go to. I'm struggling with everything. How would you comfort them?
So the thing about unemployment is very demeaning. It's very it's a very difficult concept to like break down to a person who's never been unemployed. But for the person who's unemployed, the person who's unemployed will get what I'm talking about. But it makes you question yourself, like your self-worth, and especially having gone to one of the best universities in the country.
The great university.
Yeah, and you're like, but why me? What's this? It makes you question a lot about yourself, and it makes you, it just leaves you in a mental state that no one can like help you out. The only way out is for you to find a job or to find something that helps you to like return to yourself. But it's a very dark moment, and people who are like your families and close friends, they won't be able to understand it unless one has been able to be like unemployed. And just keep at it, man. It's going to be very difficult. There's going to be a lot of days where you just want to sit in bed, want to switch off your phone, because once you're on your phone, you end up like finding yourself in a space that you don't like, where you're like, why not me? It's not like you're jealous of the people, but no, the question is actually like, when is it gonna be for me?
Yes.
Like, when is the right time coming? But just like keep at it. It won't always be like this forever. Like just try with the little that you have, even if it means one day you'll just wake up and go to the bathroom, or just wake up and scroll and save a post. That's enough. But yeah, just keep at it, just keep applying. And if you're a student, make sure you get good grades and you learn how to apply. Ijabuka, like you in the book must be like this. But yeah, just try all you can. And I'm so proud of you, whoever you are at home. I'm so proud of you for doing things in the background that people won't even see. So I just want to give you an applaud and say,
even
like,
for watching this episode.
yeah,
because
for watching
this
something. Yes, this is something. This is that thing maybe that you might have
that you
needed
need as a
for
pickup.
that day to keep you like moving one step like closer to what you're looking for. But yeah, I'm super proud of you, and God sees you, and whatever that it's here in your heart will come into fruition.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for honoring my invite.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
I'm so happy that God, through Employment Wednesdays, has taught me to be patient.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I waited for this moment.
Yeah.
Because you are in a better space.
Yes.
You are glowing. You are happy. And you're able to share like from an open, honest, and vulnerable place. So thank you for trusting me with your story.
Yeah.
To everybody else at home, happy Employment Wednesdays. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And you've got a plug here. Her details are probably here on the screen. So if you need some tips, you can let her know, guys. She's not giving jobs. Don't send CVs.
No, I'm not giving jobs.
Unless she asks you to send the CV.
Yes,
but when you text her, and also etiquette. Please. When you text her or reach out to her, tell her what you need, how she can assist you, what you're struggling with, and she will respond when she gets the opportunity to.
Yeah.
Okay, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
So my DMs are always open on Instagram.
Okay. So put the details here. You can reach out on Instagram, and then I think you have LinkedIn as well, ne?
Yes, on LinkedIn as well.
Yes, you can reach out on LinkedIn as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and join memberships if you want to see these videos on Tuesdays.
Ooh.